Hi everyone, my name is Monica Brown and I am the author of the Marisol McDonald books and many more. You might know Marisol McDonald doesn't match, no combina. And today I'm going to read a different Marisol book. It's called Marisol McDonald and the Monster, Marisol McDonald y el monstruo. And I love this book because I don't know about you, but I have a very active imagination. And sometimes, especially at night, maybe when I'm trying to fall asleep, I think of scary things or things that make me afraid. And even though they're make-believe and in my imagination, I sometimes still feel scared. And that's what happened to little Marisol McDonald, who thought maybe there was a monster under her bed. So let's find out what she does when she gets afraid. My name is Marisol McDonald, and I like words that begin with the letter M. I like being mismatched and marvelous, and I love eating mangoes and melocotones and drinking milk with miel. I especially like Monday mornings when I get ready for school. Over the weekend, I miss my favorite maestra, Ms. Apple, and our class mouse, Millie the Mighty. At school, I love art and science and math and English and Spanish too because I get to use lots of my favorite M words. Magic, mustard, moon, monkey, mommy, maíz, magnifico. And of course, I love to swing too. Can you think of any M words that you like? Now here's my but. But there is one M word I do not like at all, and that word is monster. I know monsters aren't real, but when I think of them, I see scary eyes and wild fur and pointy claws and sharp teeth. One night, when I'm just about to fall asleep, I hear a loud bump, and then another. Mommy, Dad, there's a monster under my bed. I can hear it. I yell, pulling the covers over my head. Dad peeks below the bed. No monster here, he says. Can Kitty sleep in my room, por favor? I said. Please? Kitty is the best dog ever. He could be my guard dog. Sorry, Marisol, Dad says. Kitty's sleeping in his own bed downstairs. Mommy stays with me until I fall asleep, but it takes a long time. The next night, the same thing happens. I hear bumps, I yell, and Dad checks under my bed. No monster. Dad stays with me until I fall asleep. It's the same the night after that and the night after that. By Saturday, we're all pretty tired, except Kitty, who wants to play ball. Marisol likes opposites, so she named her puppy Kitty. Do you think all monsters are scary? I asked Kitty, but he only barks. In the afternoon, I help Mommy make empanadas, my most favorite dinner in the whole wide world. Mommy lets me make them into different shapes. If monsters were real, would they have mommies, I ask? Good question, Mommy says. What do you think? Amor. Mommy always likes to answer my questions with more questions. After dinner, my big brother, Juan, and I do the dishes. What do monsters look like, I ask? Do they all have scary eyes and wild fur and pointy claws and sharp teeth? Marisol, Juan says, you're too old to believe in monsters. I frown. Nobody wants to talk to me about monsters, not even my little brother, Gustavo. I know monsters aren't real, but I can imagine them, and that makes them real enough to me. Suddenly, I have an idea. I can make my own monster, and I can imagine her any way I want. She will be unique, different, and one of a kind. I take my markers, a few of Juan's old soccer socks, and some colorful yarn from Mommy's knitting bag. Mommy helps me sew up my monster, and I dress her in a purple polka dot skirt and a green striped shirt. I sew on 3 legs so she will be extra good at soccer, and I give her red hair just like me. Oh, and blue fingernails. She's working on her monster. I name my monster Melody. Can you all see the monster she creates? Because Melody is a nice name, and Melody is a nice monster. Who says monsters have to be scary or mean anyways? Probably the same people who think purple polka dots and green stripes don't match. Then I make a cardboard box into a little house for Melody. Gustavo helps me decorate it with hearts and peace signs, and Melody's house fits right under my bed. That night, I fall asleep fast because I know there's a monster under my bed, but it's my very own monster. But then, in the middle of the night, I hear a bump. A really loud bump. And all of a sudden, I'm wide awake. I open my mouth to yell for Mommy and Dad, but I don't need to. They are already in my room. And my brothers are right behind them. Looks like everybody heard the monster. We hear it too, Dad says. Just as there's another bump, bump, and then bumpity bump. I think it's coming from downstairs. We tiptoe down the stairs. I bring Melody with me in case she's scared to be by herself. Who do you think the monster is? Bump, bump, bumpity bump, bump. As we get closer to the kitchen, the bumps get louder. Dad turns on the light, and Kitty is not asleep on his bed. Kitty is playing with his ball, pushing it against the wall with his nose. As it turns out, the monster making noise under my bed does have eyes and fur and teeth, but he isn't scary at all. I give Kitty a great big hug, then I look up at my parents. Mommy, Dad, I think this monster needs company. So guess what? The last page of the book is Marisol finally sound asleep with Melody, her monster that she made that's a nice monster under the bed, and Kitty, the dog, who apparently didn't want to be alone himself at night. So that is the story of Marisol McDonald and the monster. And Marisol McDonald is my bold, magical character that is sometimes called mismatched, but who's always simply marvelous, just like you. Happy reading.